Hello everyone and welcome on De Papier de Rêve channel. I'm Ursula and today I will be painting with you some Muscaris, and I think they are also called in English grape hyacinth. These flowers for me are also a symbol from spring, just as the daffodils from the last video last week, because I was able to see them all over the place in my parents' garden. Sadly, this year I cannot enjoy them, but I'm sure they are blooming all over my parents' garden nonetheless. I'm starting this painting by building a little bit the background. I apply some greens for all the greenery and a little bit of sky at the top. I just do not want to start with the flower by themselves, just because I want them to flow a little bit in the areas that are already wet with this preparation work and all the brush marks I've put first. I want this first layer to be very blurry. I do not want any details. I just want to focus on placing the right color at the right place. And for the color, I'm using quite a lot of different violets to build the flower color, just because I want a really rich camailleux of colors. And I'm using, for example, ultramarine violet, cobalt violet, rose madder lake, and also ultramarine blue mixed together. And I change the color every time I'm going back to my palette, so that there is a really rich camailleux of color on my paper. With a lot of tone in the violet, you can see the density of the flower, and it is building also a little bit of depth in my painting, so that's why it's really interesting there. For the greens, I'm using nickel azo yellow and Indanthrene blue mixed together, and I also vary the mix so that sometimes it's a little bit more yellow and sometimes it's a little bit more blue. But there's just these two colors in my greens so that they are really vibrant and they seem really springy. In this first layer, I'm using really bold brush mark, just because I know that the colors will merge in one another, and there will be no really details in this one, so I can go really strong with my brush marks. And I'm also using a water bottle so that I can add a lot of water on top of my color, so that the color can also move a little bit more. And it will also activate the granulating power of these violet colors, so there will be a little bit more expression in this painting. And maybe working with a big brush, a big flat brush, is a bit bold, but as you can see, I can also make some really fine mark for all the greenery that are around my flowers. I can make these herbs really fine, and that's what really is useful with this kind of brush, just because it's a flat brush, so that I can have a lot of color really quickly, but I can also make really fine marks with it. And as my paper is really wet at this stage, this fine mark will blur a little bit and merge in the other color, but that's totally okay. The intention is here, and that's what I'm looking for. I will let this layer dry, and I will talk you through my supplies for today's painting. For the brushes, I'm using an Escoda Ultimo 1 inch and an Escoda Ultimo number 8 rigger. For the colors, I'm using Indanthrene blue, Cerulean blue, Ultramarine blue, Nickel azo yellow, Rose madder lake, Lavender, Ultramarine violet, Cobalt Violet hue, and my paper is from Arches in Rough. As you can see, my first layer has dried quite lighter than when I first put it, and that's okay. That's how watercolor works, and I'm always a bit surprised how it can dry really lighter. But it's not a problem in the first layer because I want to add details after that in other layers, so I'm quite okay with this problem, I think. So for this second and last layer, I will focus my work on adding some details, of course, but also on building my colors so that they are really bright and really powerful. I have changed my brush for a smaller one, round with really long hair, just because I want to be able to make some finer details, and a big flat brush cannot do that at all. And I like this brush just because I can have really expressive marks with my brush, but I can also use all the side of the brush to add a lot of water or a lot of color in certain area. So it's quite a really versatile brush in my use. So with this brush I can add some round shapes that will symbolize all the tiny Muscaris flowers, because this flower is made out of a grape of violet balls. That's quite simple flower, but I need those little round details so that you can understand this flower a little bit more. But I'm also using my brush in order to blur some area and make my picture a little bit blurry in some area, so that you have an effect of depth in the flower, and so you can imagine, for example, that you are in a field of Muscaris. In this last layer I will also add quite darker colors in the foliage, just to add some depth also here, and to bring the flower to life a little bit, because all the color in the flower are quite lighter than the foliage. And I will try to keep the foliage quite bright and colorful, with lots of yellow in the sunny area, so that it contrasts quite nicely with all the violet tones on the flowers. As usual, I'm not looking for realism here. I'm using lots of drips of color, lots of water. I will blur a lot of edges, so that my painting is more on the expressive side than on the realism side. And as last week I was quite free with the size of my paper, I use the same size for this painting, and it's a really nice size for me, because I can make a big gesture with my brush, I can make loads of splash of colors, and express really myself on this size of paper. So I'm really happy to be able to paint on a bigger sheet of paper. It was really pleasant to work on this painting because of the freeness I get from the size of my paper, of course, but also because I was able to just put lots of color on my paper and have fun with this color. Maybe it's not as realistic, and you cannot say that these flowers are Muscaris, but the energy is here, and that's all I'm looking for in my painting. So I'm really happy with it. It was really great to be able to paint this picture. And this video is now ending. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like it. Please check the blog post for more information about this painting, and to see some zoom on the painting, so that you can see all the granulation and all the things going on this painting. And tell me what you think in the comments. See you soon.